excited to test these robots. I'm mostly talking about our code that we did behind the reason behind our code for our robots. Oh, and yes, the name of our robot is eCecil because Epsilon, E, and then Cecil, we all love Cecil. And finally, I don't know what you can say for lecture Cecil, Epsilon, Cecil. Yeah, Emperor Cecil, yeah. And so, okay, so we coded a separate code for the driving, for when you're manually driving it, and then also a code for the autonomous round. The autonomous round, you have 30 seconds to basically set your robot and go and get as many points as you can. And like the driving, for the driving rounds, we have 5 rounds, and whoever does the best out of those 5 rounds and does the top 3 of the autonomous, that's the winner of the competition. So we worked on codes for both the driving parts and the autonomous parts. So the driving code for the fast mode. Actually, I'll get into the next slide. Can you go to the next slide? All right. So here's I just took quick pictures of some of our code. How should I explain it? So we have the original driving mode, which was confusing for us. Some controls like backwards is forwards, right is left, different things like that. So we made a code for robot to move fast and a robot for like faster movements and a robot to move slow for more slower, precise movements. So it took a little bit for us to get through those processes. There's a big hiccup of the drivetrain formula just didn't seem like it was working. So then, but after changing the way we structured it, you can kind of see it there. I mean, I have to explain, necessarily. I mean, I can try to explain that a little bit. But we got all the controls right. We got to be able to switch between modes just by pressing a button on our remote to switch between going fast and slow. And so you just start the program, press B, go in slow mode, fast mode, and yeah. Next slide. Then we have our autonomous code. Very straightforward. This is basically what it does. Goes forward, turns right, goes forward again, turns right. Next time it forward to grabs the cubes, turns right, and then it pushes those cubes into our square. And we're choosing to do the blue squares for the times where I can choose to start and blue for the red rectangle on the field. We chose the blue rectangle start. And even though it seems like it should have been really straightforward, getting all those angles right was not an easy task at all. You see, I'm not sure if you've seen some of these places, there's places where you say 90 degrees, it never moves at 90 degrees. But we were able to get it to do what we wanted. So yeah. Next slide. All right. So inclusion, we aim for excellence in our field, and as for most things, there's a lot of trial and error. We hope we see how much we put together, and we get good communication skills as a team, and we're excited to be out on the field and show you guys what we put up. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we will invite Team Pi to come down. If you're picking up a theme, we were aiming for mathematical Greek letters.
That's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all for coming to our competition today. Excuse me. My name is Isaac Cropsey, and I'm representing Team Pi along with my fellow technicians, Grace Dillard, Zephyr, and Ross. This week, we on Team Pi have built, coded, and modified a robot whom we affectionately named Wolsey. For those of you who have seen the Madagascar movies, you may recognize this as the name of the tall, skinny penguin who's very intelligent. We named a robot. This means it's tall and skinny, not because it's intelligent. In a minute, you'll hear from Technician Dillard about our strategy of how to win the remote control portion of the competition. We'll then hear from Technician Ross about the electronic portion of the bot. Then Technician Dannon will describe our design features and problems that we overcame, and I will display code. Without further ado.
Thank you, Isaac. My name is Grace Steller, and our main strategy was that our main goal was to get all of our blocks into the high basket. So we accounted for this by lengthening our arm, and many other teams followed suit. So after this, we could reach the basket very easily, but when driving fast or going backwards, we would fall a lot, which is very difficult to get back up from. So we added 2 more wheels in the front that we called our anti-roll mechanism. This meant that we wouldn't fall forwards when we were driving really fast and when we're trying to put things into the bin. Once again, another team followed suit. So this worked very well, but we ended up having to adjust it because we kept, so many of the blocks that we would end up catching with this mechanism would go under our robot. So we had to make a plow so that they would no longer go under our robot and make us fall over or stop. This mostly fixed the problem, and it was very good for us. So with our claw and our anti-roll mechanism, with our claw we grab it, put it in the bin, and with our anti-roll mechanism we also found out we can push extra blocks into our colored zone with this mechanism. This means that we can score extra points at the end of any round very easily. So now I'm going to pass it off to my fellow technicians, Mr. Ross. Thank you.
Thank you. So my name is Ethan Ross, and I was mostly the person that did the electrical stuff. And on the first day, they were building the robot, and I kind of just thought I could do something, so I started the electrical. And at first, I just connected some cords and was testing things out. And I eventually started catching on, and the motors were pretty easy to hook up. You pretty much just plug the thing into the brain, which is the center screen thing. And yeah, it was pretty easy for those, and it was pretty fun.
Hello, my name is Seth Manev. I'll be talking about the build of our robot. So we wanted to aim for the raised bucket, but with the default arm, you would not be able to reach the bucket. Drop the block in. So we took different metal pieces so that the arm would be longer and could reach the bucket. Also, the robot would run over blocks, get stuck up, not be able to drive them. So we got a plastic sheet, cut some of it, and got some metal pieces and curved it. Zip tied the metal to the robot and put the plastic between the metal to act as a flap. That it would hit the blocks out of the way. For autonomous mode, the code would sometimes not work, so we had to make a kill switch so that we could press it and it would stop. Going back to the arm, because it was so long and did so often, the motor would overheat, so we had to make the arm shorter. We also experienced tipping because of the arms, so we had to add 2 more wheels to stabilize it.
Over the course of this week, we have extensively built, tested, and modified Kowalski's automated code. We utilize the block program, this block program here. So basically, the blocks here, they tell Kowalski what to do. At first, we wanted Kowalski to grab a block and then put it in a raised bucket. He did that twice. We probably tested it like 30 times. Eventually, we just decided that's not going to work because it kept shakily and it was not consistent. So we ended up making it so it drives out and then pushes a couple of blocks back into colored zone. This code still has additional problems, but it's far more effective on average than our previous code was. We also programmed the kill switch that Seth talked about, so that if the robot goes out of control, we might have hit a couple of people once or twice. Then we can press the button, code will turn off. I'd like to thank you all for listening to our presentations today, and we hope that you enjoyed the first annual Lead Robotics Tournament.
We have time for about one question, so if there's anything you'd like to ask the team. All right, in that case, thank you, and we will invite our next team, Team Sigma, to come up.
Hello, my name is Zach McIntosh, and this is the Sigma presentation. Next slide. So, our robot is hooked up so that we can collect the blocks and get them into our zone. We're trying to we're just trying to like make sure they don't escape and collect as many as possible to score points in our zone. Next slide, please. These are some of our grown out designs for our robot. We were measuring it. We also have a platform to help with collection of blocks. Next slide, please.
Keep your velocity. Go one more. Oh, wow, keep going. There we go, thank you so much. So, because my teammates specifically told me he was gonna refrain from telling me the name of our robot, I do it myself. Our robot is named Jasmine Periwinkle, and this is because we have a sole female teammate. She really wanted some female representation, so back here, he came up with that name and it's kind of stuck, so. Yeah, with that out of the way, let's talk about the code. So the very first thing we did, even before writing code, was I established code for limiting the speed of the motors, and this allowed us to have a fast mode and a slow mode. We were the first ones to do it, by the way. And so this would allow us in the future to make modifications without changing too much code. After that, we created the basic drivetrain system, and then I was able to start working on some bug fixes and finishing touches. So we added I added a programmed kill switch into the controller, which would allow you to limit the robot's functioning by pressing all four A, B, X, and Y buttons on the controller, and this would stop the robot. We also added a rumble to tell you when the robot is in fast mode and when it's in slow mode. So I also was able to slow down the speed of the arm to make it more maneuverable and took a lot of bug fixes, but eventually we got it done. Next slide, please. So the autonomous, it was a headache. So we started out by mapping out the arena on the grid system, and then we used those measurements to map out the plan for what our robot was going to do. But we immediately ran into problems. So the robot was, the way the code works, it's very hard to make it precise, and our arms, which were coated in plastic, dragging against the ground, so we had to cut those off. But finally, we were able to establish a system that sort of worked, but we wanted more. So just actually a few hours before you got here, we were finishing up our autonomous. So it works about 75% of the time, but there's always the edge case where it just runs into another block, and then by rules that will be controlling 4 blocks, and then we disqualify it.
which sucks because we need to win at least 50% of autonomous matches to be able to win the tournament itself. So we're really hoping the autonomous program goes well, but we can only hope. So, thank you.
Next slide. Okay, some things that went wrong were we messed up the wheels and we had spacers in the wrong spots. We kept putting the nuts and bolts in wrong holes or the elongated ones on the short parts that we weren't supposed to do. And we built the entire robot upside down. And one of the more recent problems where our battery kept dying over and over again. Next slide, please. We coated the front toggles kind of backwards, which wasn't my expertise. I wasn't exactly understanding that. Anyways, we had problems with the claw and it not closing, and which was making the motors overheat and was causing a lot of problems. We programmed the motor or the robot to move too quickly and it twitched a lot. Next slide, please. Some solutions that we had was we learned to take building steps slowly without rushing to ensure accuracy. A lot of trial and error and debugging so much of the code and figuring out problems that we had, I guess. And we charged the batteries every time we left the room.
Hi, my name is Matthew Wong, and I'll be talking about strategies that we did today. So we came up with a lot of strategies, we brainstormed a lot, and so specifically for point totals, we calculated that if we were going to do that we would be stacking 3 blocks to optimize most points and get like the highest point total. We also, since the rule said we scored 3 boxes at a time, and control 3 boxes at a time. So what we did was we specifically tried to get 1 boxes in a block, and then 2 of the boxes in our. We have a little 1x25 beam system at the front, so we kind of push it against the robot. So we use 3 square 3 boxes at a time. We also coded for the autonomous. Try our best to get the boxes that are RL color instead of yogurt color, because those get more points. For the 30-second map versus autonomous, we also tried to program routes so that it would be easier for the robot to just go the same route. Yeah, and then with the autonomous, or really with the design, we have rubber bands in the back as well, a lot of between the arm and the bottom of the robot to help like give some tension or release tension for the problem. With the design, we thought a lot about the design. We chose to go with a shorter robot. As you see with a lot of the other teams, they have taller robots because they're trying to reach one of the race baskets, which is very high up. The normal robot kit that we're given does not have that capability. But we chose to do a shorter robot so it wouldn't reach the basket. But at the same time, that would give us more control, and we thought that would take less time to figure out the balance weight. So yeah, we also added, like I said, the 1x25 beams on the left and right, and then plastic boards on both the left and right beams, so that one of the problems we found was that boxes would roll under our robot, and then it just gets stuck and stop moving for about 2 minutes. So we decided to add plastic boards on both the left and right beams, solve that problem, and go under. And then with the coding, we tested different routes for the autonomous, with the coding especially, because some routes work better than others, some don't work the way we wanted to work. So yeah, and then we also chose to do slower motor speeds, as Jonathan spoke earlier. This way it leads to less jerking and more precision accuracy, which really helps with the stacking. And then to compensate for the lower motor speed, we also, like Catherine said, increase the speed, have a speed mode, fast mode, and also slow mode to kind of pick up. Thank you very much. We'll see your presentation.
Thank you very much. And for our last team, we'll invite Team Theta.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming here. I know it's been a while and you've been sitting for a while, we'll try to keep it short. But we're the last team here, so yeah, we're the last. So we are Team Theta. I'm Andrew Wong, and Jane Rouse, that's Josiah Wong, and Days. I know it's yeah, and we are designing. Yeah. About the frustration because
The trials. Thank you for the trials. This unit I named this due to the trials of hanging out with my teammates, which I do like, and trying to do coding. This is the first time that I did it in pressure, and we have problems, but thank you, Emma, a lot.
okay, next slide, please. Right, so this is the engineering design process which engineers out in industry use. And we were taught this at the beginning of the course, and I think it nicely outlines our whole process. So basically the outline of our design. Yeah, next slide, please. So first of all, we have a problem definition. Basically, in order to start designing something, first we figure out what exactly we want to accomplish. Very generally, we want to preferably have a working robot that is able to score points, can do autonomous, is within certain constraints, and will win competition and utterly obliterate all rivals. And background research. First, before we started building, we were taught some things because some of us don't know anything about robotics. Right? So we taught basic tool use, how to use a screwdriver, how to use a saw, blah, blah, blah. And basic safety, so we don't maim ourselves or anything. Right? We want to go back to one piece, maybe two, not more than three. Yeah. And we were taught basic engineering concepts like the engineering slide earlier. Yeah. So, and on to okay. So constraints and available resources. We were given some things. There's a few constraints. First of all, there's like materials, time, and also size restrictions. I think the biggest restriction would be the materials because like we were given a clawbot set, which only had a certain amount of materials, and we couldn't. That's all we had to work with. And honestly, like we have 4 motors, 2 had to be for the wheels, or else the car wouldn't get turned. So all we had left was 2 motors to work with, and that's not a lot, so we had to be creative. But yeah. And just a list of stuff. And time is also very crucial. Total, we had like 10, 11 hours of total build time, so that wasn't a whole lot. Code, we learned how to do stuff. Yeah, so constraints, better consideration. Exactly.
So those couple of strategies, you could go for the elevated basket, which would require you to have a longer arm. And we thought this would take too much time and make the robot unstable, so we didn't do that. Another strategy could be pushing the blocks into our color zone, which as you can see over there is like tape zone. Or we could put the same color blocks inside the stacking zone, which would take a long time, but would give you a lot of points. Or we could put it in a fast color job, which was a good strategy. Because they could do 3 points and 50.
So yeah, as you can see, if it's not painfully obvious, I'm not an artist, but I tried my best. And so the weed whacker design was a design which whacked the cubes like a weed whacker. And the dog design, I named it the dog because it looked like a dog digging through his legs. I was gonna dig the cubes through it. I don't know. Anyways, next slide. And yeah, there are some more ambitious designs. Yeah, I was supposed to shoot it up, I don't know, it's a little complicated. And also we had a catapult idea. And that was a pusher idea, but yeah, just some designs we put on paper to really get our minds wrapped around. So yeah, next slide please.
But yeah, so the design we stuck with was to keep the arm from the kid. That way we could pick up blocks and win it quite together. We also decided to add a piece of metal in front of the robot to push the blocks and stuff. Last one, we decided to create a vertical wall, which was something that the other teams did around the claw. That way we could stack the blocks, because the blocks can't go over the tape even if it's high up. So we the wall would kind of clamp to align blocks. Next slide. Okay, so the prototype it was we first used cardboard to see if it actually works, and as you can see there, we kind of cardboard, and it worked really well. It was kind of flimsy, so sometimes it would like fall, and then the screws would dig into the cardboard and wear it out. So it could go back to so it kind of wear out, kind of flimsy. Okay, go next slide. Next slide.
Next up was coding, and we had 3 choices on the format we could use. Use block, C++, and Spice. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. We luckily decided to use block, little pieces that you put together, and luckily we used that because we had a lot of problems that we had to go through. Next slide, please. Specifically, our problems we had were in autonomous, and I definitely could have thought this through better, but first we decided what our strategy was going to be, and then wrote the code. We haven't tested a lot, but it's semi-working, so we're going to see how it goes. That's nice.
Okay, so this is our final robot, and as we are team Theta, we have the best angles, of course. Hard to love that to myself. Yeah, I'm proud of my robot, I'm proud of my final design. It works most of the time. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So next slide, please. Yeah, any questions? We're open now.
I have a question. Of these 3 things, what was the most challenging? The design of your robot, the coding of your robot, or the interpersonal relationships and coming to consensus when you disagreed which way to go? So you all got along good.
Thank you very much. For many of our teams, that interpersonal piece, that collaborative part is probably the thing they're least proud of saying they struggle with. But when you have 4 people working in a small space, limited resources, and a very tight deadline, you get a little bit stressed. But that's how engineering works sometimes. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna take a 7-minute break, minus however long I continue to talk, to reset the room a little bit to start our competition. But just so that we all kind of know what's going on with that, let me explain the objectives in a little more detail. So as you look at the field, you'll see that there are a series of blocks placed in a grid pattern. Those blocks are the objective pieces. Each robot will start inside of the colored zone that is mapped out. So there will be a red robot and a blue robot. They will have to collect those blocks and store them in a variety of ways. Any blocks that are contained inside of the colored zone are worth a certain amount of points. Half a point if it matches the color, 1 point if it, or half a point if it does not match the color, 1 point if it does. A block scored in the mobile basket inside the colored zone is worth 2 points if it is the same color as the zone, 0 points if it's not. And then any blocks in the raised basket are worth 3 points for the colored block that's put in there. The final scoring mechanism, if you look inside the colored zone, you'll see there's a small square outlined in there. That is the stacking zone. And any blocks that are put in there are multiplied by 3 times the height of the stack. So you can pretty quickly score some points if you're capable of stacking. And as a little bit of extra fun, the green blocks will essentially double the value of the blocks below it. So if you stack 3 blocks and then put a green block on top, you can double that score. So quite a few different ways to approach the game, quite a bit of strategy involved. But we'll take about 5 minutes to reset the room and then we will begin our competition.
Can we just Are they Legos? Really? Why didn't you ask? Oh, you.
Jonathan. Yes. Why is Jonathan? Jonathan's right now.
Did you grow a few inches? I think he did.
Again.
Hey, James. I didn't. They're all Greek letters. And of course, I got that.
It's a good thing it's not fast.
Yeah. You have to wait hours to get to it was in Jacob's text. He said, but what? It's just. Yeah, you know what? It's not that hectic, so deal with it. Tell him short pants are in. My dad's laughing at me. Tell him short pants are in. Dude, he's out of the 50s or 60s. Short pants and white socks, right? I know. There we go.
You guys started letting focus.
Yep.
He's too focused on the robot.
Not too focused, he's supposed to. Robotics competition.
I feel like that's a new focus.
It is, because my other one was so my little unicorn is no longer there.
But it's so pretty, Grandma. It's prettier. Where's Jonathan, you're like, wow. Yes, right there. The guy in the middle.
Hey, Jacob, where is it doesn't matter. This is just a picture. I thought he was over here. Pictures. Wait, stop. So when I look at it,
It's not that great of a view on Alex, but what?
Yeah, I just pulled it.
I'm saying for that, I'm saying that for kids.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think there's more. I mean, it's cool. I think there's more. Your favorite. No, you're still there.
She'll be sitting by me.
Move my person there, sit right there. I should be able to see. There it is.
Would our first team please come to the field and make sure your robots are ready? If we can get the score sheet on the monitors. For your viewing convenience, we have a lovely spreadsheet that will be displayed back here that will show the scores at the end of each round. Scores will be calculated after the robots finish their movement. So any blocks will be scored based off of their final resting condition, with the exception of points scored in the raised basket. If a point is scored in the raised basket and it falls out, they are still counted for that. Those blocks will just be removed. So at the end of each match, you can direct your attention to the screens as the scores are calculated to get an idea of who is going to win that round. So to start things off, we have Team Theta versus Team Epsilon. Team Theta, are you ready? Team Epsilon, are you ready? Then we'll begin in 3, 2, 1, go. We are under driver control right now. We have our first attempt at stacking. Stacking has changed slightly over the week. The stacking zone was quite tight. We have widened it slightly and hope to see a little more dynamic gameplay. Seems like we are taking a bit of a treat there. Six points currently for red. Blue is lagging behind just a little bit. $60 seconds left. Looks like we have our attempt at a green block stack to double the score of that. Currently, that may be worth 6 points. And if that green block is put on there, that will double the value. well. 30 seconds left. Currently, we have 10 points for red. One thing to consider, to be a valid stack, the blocks must all be within that zone. We have 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze! Set your controllers down. All right, our referee and scorekeeper will tally the scores.
3 red in the high basket.
3 red blocks in the high basket.
2 red blocks in the red square zone.
2 red blocks in the zone.
4 blue blocks.
4 blue blocks in the red zone. What we're checking for, the boundary of the tape stretches up vertically, and if a block crosses that boundary, it is not part of the stack. So it's a tight tolerance, but if it works, it pays off very well.
1 blue block, 1 green block.
1 blue block and 1 green block in the stacking zone.
2 red in the blue scoring zone and 1 blue.
2 red and 1 blue in the blue scoring zone. So once we get those tallied up, we can see our final score. Teams, do you agree with those assessments? Teams, you can step onto the field if you think that the blocks have not been scored correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Epsilon
should be red, middle blue block, according to this one. Yeah, epsilon should be red.
Everyone, can you confirm the scores are correct?
That is correct, yes.
That is correct. Blue, we have 1 blue block in the stacking zone,
And a green block,
and a green block in the stacking
covered by
zone.
a green block.
And then we have 2 red blocks and 1 blue block. Nothing. 2 red blocks, 1 blue block. Correct. 19 for red and 8 for blue. So we have our first round winners. All right, go ahead and clean the field and reset. 13 for red is our actual score.
That's great. Like I could just beat my score.
We have a challenge to the question of the green block.
You won.
It doesn't matter,
The green block is not scored. It is just outside. All right, go ahead and reset the field and prepare for our next round, which will be beta versus pi.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe like a square and set on top and gets it all. Square like that. That's like for Daniel blocks. Yeah.
Those two work together.
Actually, that's really curious.
All right, we have our next robots on the field. We have Theta and Epsilon. Not Theta and Epsilon, Beta and Pi. All right, on the red side, we have the robot Kowalski and Team Pi, and on the blue side, we have Team Beta with the robot Mickey Mouse. Teams, are you ready? Then we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Two teams going for the raised basket. A little bit of tension going on in the field. Blue has scored and red has scored. Each team going for another on-color block. Blue is trying to put that block in the stacking zone. So not giving up, going for the raised bucket. Red has scored. Blue is trying to get on there. And blue has scored. That bucket looking very full. The red team is again trying to go for another high score. We'll see if they can get it into that bucket. In order to be counted as scored, it must be contained at least partially in the volume of the bucket. So if it does not settle into the bucket, it is not counted. Now that block has been knocked out. It will still be scored for the purposes of this competition. But that block, as the drama with red's been unfolding, blue has successfully scored 2 blocks into the lower basket. Quite diligently working away while red struggles with a higher but more risky score. We have 20 seconds left on the clock. This round bringing to a very speedy close. With 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze. Set your controllers down, please. Starting with the Red Alliance.
2 blocks in the high goal.
2 blocks scored in the high goal.
2 red in the red scoring zone.
2 red in the scoring zone.
3 blue in the red scoring zone.
3 blue blocks in the red scoring zone.
For the blue, 2 scored in the raised basket.
For blue, we have 2 in the raised basket.
3 scored in the low.
3 in the low basket. And no blocks scored. Is the total on the screen accurate? We have a score of 12. No, it's not.
That's accurate.
That's accurate.
That's accurate.
It is accurate, yes. We have 12 for blue and 9.5 for red. Your blue alliance takes the match. Team, please reset the field and clear your robots off. Our next match will be Team Alpha versus Team Sigma.
We all know it. I'm gonna ask one line. If I know.
I hope so. He's the best.
Oh, yeah.
I was just talking about.
Wait a minute.
As the competition is going along, one thing to note, each team has 4 members, with the exception of Team Epsilon that has 3. Part of their requirements are each member of the team must drive 1 round.
You're just
All right, teams, please get ready to start our next match. Team Sigma, are you ready? Please put the mobile goal back where it needs to be as well. Thank you. Team Alpha, are you ready?
No.
Then we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Come on,
We have a red block scored for Sigma, a blue block in the low goal, and another one being added for Team Alpha. Conflict in the middle as the teams. We have 3 blocks pushed in. There might be some questions about that one. The robots are only allowed to move to control 3 blocks at a time. So our referee will have a judgment call to make there. We have another block scored for blue and another 3 blocks scored for red. Quite the pushing game going on in here. 1 minute left. Another block scored for blue. And more blocks pushed in for red. Blue is running out of blocks to work with. Red keeps on grabbing all the time. More conflict in the middle of the field. Quite the exciting match going on. We have 35 seconds left. Red has scored more blocks, but blue has pushed more in as well. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop and set your controllers down. Starting with our red team, we have 8 blocks scored in their zone. 8 red blocks in the red zone. 5 blue blocks in the red zone. 0 in the basket.
3 red blocks scored in the blue score.
For the blue team, we have 3 off-color blocks scored, so 3 red blocks in the blue zone.
6 scored in the low basket.
6 scored in the low basket. We have a tight score of 13.5 points for Alpha and 10.5 points for Sigma. So Team Alpha wins this round. Upon team field reset, we will then have Team Theta versus Team Pi. Theta and Pi, please get your robots ready.
Did you like it? Well, I did.
All right, teams, are you ready? Team Theta, are you ready? Team Pi, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Notice we have new drivers. These teams have played one round. Each team will play against all the others with a different driver each time. Teams will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Starting off with some very rapid movement from Team Theta, while Team Pi goes for another high goal score and is quite successful. We've secured a green block for Team Theta. By itself, not worth anything, but if they make another stack, could prove quite valuable. Another block pushed in for Team Theta. Team Pi has grabbed their second high scoring block. We have another stacking attempt from Team Theta. We'll see if they have better luck getting all of those blocks to count. Meanwhile, we have our second score in the high goal for Team Pi. Another block being carefully grabbed by Team Theta. Team Pi pushing a couple of blocks in. One thing I will point out to our audience viewers, in the stacking zone, either color block counts. You are not restricted to just your color. So even though you might be the blue team, you can still stack red blocks, and same for the red alliance, the red team. Another high score for the Team Pi. We have a stack for Team Theta, but it does appear that a fair bit of it is not inside of the stacking zone. Several blocks for Team Pi have been scored. We have 20 seconds left on the clock. Team Theta's trying to clean up that stack a little bit. Moving into the last seconds of the round, we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze, and set your controllers down. Starting with our scores for the red team. 3 red blocks in the red scoring zone. 6 blue blocks in the red scoring zone. 3 red blocks in the high goal. For blue, we have 2 red blocks in the scoring zone. And careful consideration over the stack. It is a tight tolerance. There's about a half an inch of space on each side of those blocks to properly fit inside the stack zone. Second and big end. The bottom block and the green block are in. The second block is just outside. With that, we bring our total scores to 15 for Team Pi and 7 for Team Theta. Team Pi has taken the rounding down. Please clear the field reset as we invite Team Epsilon and Team Sigma to the field. All right, Team Epsilon and Team Sigma are on the field. Again, new drivers for both teams. Team Epsilon, are you ready? No. Team Sigma, are you ready? Team Sigma is ready. Team Epsilon, are you ready now? Team Epsilon is still not ready. For all of the kids in the room, that's a TV show that your parents really like. Are we ready now, Team Epsilon? All right, and we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Team Epsilon, high in the sky, going for that high score again. Team Sigma has scored a couple of blocks in their scoring zone and 1 in the low basket. Team Epsilon has scored 1 in the high basket, is slowly approaching another block. Team Sigma going for another low basket score. They are successful. Team Epsilon has grabbed a blue block. Team Sigma's grabbed 3 blocks to push into their zone. Team Epsilon approaching the high goal to score another 3 points. Team Epsilon has grabbed another red block and is again pushing 3 more blocks into their zone. Struggling a little bit with all the blocks they already have, but they have successfully brought blocks in and knocked a couple of blocks out, both adding and decreasing their scores at the same time. Epsilon moving a little bit faster, trying to push some of these blocks around. Little bit of defensive action going on as they push against each other. We have 30 seconds left on the clock. Moving into the last stages of our rounds. Successful defense, and the block has been denied to Team Sigma. We are moving into the last few seconds of this round. Another attempt at a score, but unsuccessful, as we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze. Put your controllers on the ground as we begin to score our blocks. Please stop motion and set the controller on the ground. For our red, we have 6 red blocks in the red zone. 4 blue blocks in the red zone. 3 red blocks in the basket. We have 2 blue blocks in the raised basket. 3 blue blocks in the blue zone, and 1 red block in the blue zone. Bringing our point totals to 9.5 for Epsilon and 14 for Sigma. Please reset the field as we invite teams Beta and Alpha onto the field.
You get 30 seconds. No, just one guy. It will be 2 hours. I don't know, Alex. Where's the, yeah.
So creative.
All right, teams. We have Team Beta on the blue team and Team Alpha on the red team. Team Alpha, are you ready? Team Beta, are you ready? And begin in 3, 2, 1, go. A controlled start to both. We have Team Beta going for the high goal as Alpha goes for the low goal. A score from Alpha and a miss from Beta. Team Alpha again grabbing a red block. Team Beta recovering the blue block and slowly making their way back to that high goal. We have another red block scored. We have a blue block scored. And we have a part loose on the field. Team Alpha's robot is falling apart at the seams, it would seem. It doesn't seem to be getting in their way too much as they successfully scored another block and sent another part flying across the field. Some construction issues. Hopefully their bot manages to hold together for the remaining minute of this match. We have a second block scored for blue and another block is scored for red. Team Beta approaching the local again, having a little trouble getting around the walls of our field, but a successful score. Team Alpha pushing blocks in as they go for a block and successfully drop another one into their low basket. Plowing through the blocks, pushing the more in. Team Beta grabbing another blue block to try to score in the low. Taking us into the last seconds of our game. We have 30 seconds remaining for our driver control round. Another block is brought into the zone by both teams. Electing to simply shove blocks inside the zone now. Final seconds of the game. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze, and set your controllers down. Starting with our red team, 5 blocks in the baskets. 3 red blocks in the red zone, 6 blue blocks in the red zone, 1 blue block in the raised basket, 3 blue blocks in the zone basket, and 1 red block in the blue zone. Bringing our scores to 16 for Alpha and 9.5 for Beta. Please reset the field as we bring out teams I and teams Epsilon. Team Alpha, please recover all of your parts off the field. And let's wish Team Alpha good luck in rebuilding their robot before their next round. As you might expect, as these rounds are happening, the robots break down. They are pushing these robots to their limits. Some mechanical failure is expected. They all have all of their tools and gear brought over, so they will hopefully be able to recover whatever damage was done and continue to compete as effectively as possible. Some of the challenges that the teams have to overcome are things like the placement of the blocks. Well, the blocks are placed in the same location each time. That location is subject to some slight variation. The rules do not say that the blocks will be exactly the same each time, simply that they will be close. So there is tolerance on everything that has to be accounted. As we bring our teams on, we remind them that they have to start inside of the zones, fully inside of the zones. They cannot be crossing the line at all. As we get ready to begin, Team Pi, are you ready? Team Epsilon, are we ready? Then we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Team Pi grabbing a blue block and immediately going for that high score. A little bit of trouble navigating the tight corner around the raised goal, but they have successfully scored their first block. Team Epsilon also appears to be trying to go for that high goal, struggling a little bit to navigate. Team Pi almost reached into the colored zone of Team Epsilon, which would cause a disqualification. There are certain areas that each team is allowed and not allowed to go to. If they cross into the other boundary, they are immediately disqualified. So they do have to be very careful as they navigate certain parts of this field. As they are dancing so close to that disqualification, but they seem to have escaped it. One of the major challenges that all of these teams had to deal with was the manual. Now, the manual was perfectly written with no errors whatsoever, and everything was very clearly explained and no clarifications were needed. But if a clarification on this brand new manual that definitely had no problems at all, one of the things is the rules around where you're allowed to go and how to read them. So as we watch Team Pi dance with that tape line, the question, what would need to be done to disqualify arises. To be disqualified for crossing that boundary, you simply have to touch inside the zone. means that if you touch the tape, you are fine, but the moment you cross that line and touch inside of the zone, you are disqualified. And with that, we have the end of our round. Please stop moving and set your controllers down. You caught me monologuing, so you got an extra half second of time as we go to scoring our round. The Red Alliance crossed into the blue zone and is disqualified, meaning they will receive no points for this match. The blue scores will still apply.
Two blue blocks in the.
Two blue blocks in the raised zone,
Two blue blocks in the.
two blocks in the blue zone,
4 red blocks.
and 4 red blocks in the blue zone. Teams, please clear the field and reset as we invite our next competitors, Team Sigma and Team Beta.
We're gonna live stream everything. We're gonna use the live stream. This will be right there. Just your back.
No, I don't think he did it there.
Oh, Laura, that was Laura, So what are the results of disqualification? For disqualification, you receive no points from the match. Why does that matter? The winner is decided by total points. So you might have total points play a part into that final decisions. So depending on tie breaking, total points comes into account. So it is a very big part of giving you the best chance to win. On our teams now, on the red team, we have Team Beta. Are you ready, Team Beta? And on the Blue Alliance, Team Sigma. Are we ready, Team Sigma? Then in 3, 2, 1, begin! Each robot rapidly moving forward to grab a block. A little bit of an unintentional defense as we knock the red block away from Team Beta. Team Sigma has scored in the low basket. Team Beta has been forced into the high Team Sigma. Continue the match. We're still playing. And Team Beta has crossed into the blue zone and will receive no points for this match. Team Sigma still has 1:20 to continue scoring as many points as possible. Team Beta, please set your controller down. Team Beta, please set your controller down. Team Beta has been disabled.
Move it out of the way.
60 seconds remaining on the clock as Team Sigma can continue to score. Robot will stay there. No. 30 seconds remaining. Another few blocks have been scored, and we have another block placed in the goal. We have 15 seconds left in our match as Team Sigma tries to maximize this round. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze. As established, Team Beta has been disqualified. Team Sigma will score shortly.
4 blue blocks in the.
4 blue blocks in the basket. And 4 blue blocks in the zone.
4 red blocks.
And 4 red blocks in the zone. Team Beta receives 0 points, Team Sigma receives 18. Please reset the field.
I don't want to be a traitor to my team, but we don't have any, we have 14. The red blocks only count for 1/2, so 2 of them together is 2, not 4.
Good man. There's nothing that is correct.
Yeah.
There were only 4 blocks scored, 4 off the blocks scored.
This is 18.
18's right.
18 is right.
18 is right.
They don't have very sports.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we have updated scores. 14 points.
Oh, wait, that's not right. Wait, you got
Team Beta, please retrieve your robot. Please get your robot out of here, Team Beta, as we invite Teams Theta and Alpha to the field.
Welcome, make yourself at home.
As you can see, each team has their own ideas of where to start their robot. That's largely dependent on where the colored blocks are. Those first few seconds can let you grab a block uncontested, which can make that first point a bit easier. All right, our teams are on the field. Our blocks are being corrected to their preferred position. Team Theta, are you ready? Team Alpha, are you ready? Then we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Large motions coming out from Team Theta as they drive forward to secure one of those green blocks. I wonder if they're planning on stacking yet again. Seem to be building a stack in their gripper. Well, Team Alpha is content to score in their colored zone basket. Team Alpha grabbed another red block to score yet again. The green block, well contained in Theta's gripper. They're moving forward, trying to capture another one of those blocks. They've decided to push into their zone. Team Alpha has scored another red block. Grabbed another one to put in there, bringing their total to 4 blocks in their colored zone basket. We have a stack held in the gripper for Team Theta. As they approach that stacking zone, we'll see if they're again successful in stacking. They've dropped one, but decided to drop both. Team Alpha grabbing yet another red block and they're going for a blue block. Just dropping it into their zone. Another blue block grab for Team Alpha. Team Theta starting to simply push blocks from their zone. Hopefully they'll make up some of that points difference. 4 blocks shoved in. Team Alpha continuing to push things in, and we have 10 seconds left on our timer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze. Set your controllers down, please, Steve. Please set it down, not on the controls. Thank you very much.
4 red scored in the low.
4 red in the low basket.
5 red in the red.
5 red in the red zone. 4 blue in the red zone.
1 red in the blue.
1 red in the blue zone. 3 blue in the blue zone. 1 blue in the low basket, bringing our totals to 5.5 points for Theta and 15 for Alpha. Please reset the field as we invite Team Epsilon and Team Theta to the field.
Oh, nice. Yeah, lovely one. Yes, it does. All right, teams, are we ready? Team Epsilon and Team Beta. Then in 3, 2, 1, begin. Each team grabbing a block and heading towards that high goal. Team Epsilon almost fallen over, taking themselves out of this match, but they are still in it. We have a successful score from the 50 box, and we have Team Epsilon slowly, meticulously placing that block, 1 block each in the high basket. Team Beta appears to be stuck on that block, but they freed themselves. Team Epsilon shoving a bunch of blocks, trying to secure some of those blocks into their zone. They've denied 3 red blocks. Mickey Bach has scored another high goal. We've grabbed another couple of blocks. Team Epsilon seems to be focusing on denial. We have a loose part on the field. Looks like Team Beta is falling apart at the seams, but they're still managing to drive successfully. Team Epsilon is about to score a very nice presence to Team Beta. Realizing their mistake has changed their strategy a little bit, as we have 45 seconds left in this round. Both teams carefully driving, playing their own game, not really interfering with each other. Another point scored for each team, as we have 30 seconds left. We move into the final seconds of our round. Team Epsilon moving in, seeming to want to score another one of their blue blocks. A few more points going towards that low basket. Yeah, make it easy. Go ahead.
We have another attempt at the high basket by Team Beta, as we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze! And on the ground. We have a dramatic conclusion as Team Epsilon has filled their buckets. We have 2 red in the low bucket for the red team. 1 blue in the red zone. 2 red in the high basket. 2 blue in the high basket. 3 blue in the blue scoring zone. And 5 red in the blue scoring zone. Because the basket was tipped over, those blocks do not count. They'll only count if they fall out of the high baskets. That brings our game to a very close score of 10.5 points for Beta and 11.5 points for Epsilon. Please reset the field as we invite teams Alpha and Team Pi to the field.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
I got a little too excited at the end there, but it's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry.
Everyone else's children would be affected. I got, he's the big boss, so his kids are happy, I get to hear that.
So, second
This
Black
camera
Friday.
right here.
No, you guys are.
It's on the tape, it's on the video, as long as no one's standing right in that corner. it's okay. I expected the other day, a teammate was being Yes.
So see, that would be clear.
Well, I'm afraid of that.
This corner right here is off limits to everybody who left the line.
Thank you.
All right, teams, are we ready? Team Alpha, are we ready? Team Beta, Pi. Team Pi, are we ready? Then we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! We have our first blocks picked up, a blue block and a red block. Team Pi has brought one in their goal and pushed 2 in. Team Alpha scoring 1 in the low goal. A bit of a slow start compared to some of the more dynamic starts we've had, but both teams grabbing those blocks. We have another block in the gripper for Team Pi. Is a blue block, so they can't do quite as much with it. But they have successfully scored, and Team Alpha has scored another block in their low goal. Carrying along, we have another block being pushed by Team Alpha. Team Pi is carefully grabbing another block to score their low goal, and they have done so. With 1 minute left in the game, still plenty of opportunity for both teams to up these scores a little bit. Another red block being seized by Pi as Alpha lines up and prepares to drop and successfully scores another block in that low goal. Almost getting stuck, but staying in control. Alpha pushing some of those blocks around. Pi going for another low goal score as we have 30 seconds left in this match. Another blue block grab by Team Alpha, brought into their zone. Pi pushing a few more blocks in, getting those easy points as we have only a few seconds left. Each team trying to grab that last bit of block as we have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze and set your controllers down. We have 3 red in the low basket, 3 red in the red zone, and 3 blue in the red zone.
3 blue in the low.
3 blue in the low basket, 1 blue in the blue zone, and 1 red in the blue zone, bringing us to 7.5 points for Alpha and 10.5 points for Pi. Please grab your robots and reset the field. Our next match will be Sigma versus Theta. Some of the teams mentioned it as in their presentation, but another major factor of this week has been resource management. One of those resources is battery power. Each team has one battery that is used to drive that robot. So if they want to test, they need battery power. So managing that time and responsibility is a very critical part. If that battery runs dead, you're kind of out of luck. So charging it when you're not working is a very important factor. That said, they all were supposed to charge their batteries last night and this afternoon when they were at lunch. So hopefully we don't have any dramatic loss of power in the middle of our matches. All right, for our next match, Sigma versus Theta. Team Theta, are we ready? Team Sigma, are we ready? Then in 3, 2, 1, go! Team Sigma seizing that first block and bringing it into the zone, securing that easy point. Team Theta starting to go for another stack, it would appear. Slowly pushing some of those blocks around, trying to get them under a bit more control, bringing it inside their color zone. We have our first basket scored. Team Theta scoring a basket in their low zone. Team Sigma pushing a few blocks around, getting them shoved into their low area, and scoring in their low baskets. Team Theta starting to approach another red block, grabbing that. Team Sigma grabbing another blue block. Pushing a couple of blocks in, trying to maximize their use of time. They have 1 minute left, so maximizing every second is critical to success. Another score each in the low baskets, bringing it 2-2 for those low basket scores. Another block pushed in for Team Theta, and grab another blue block for Team Sigma. Team Theta playing with that gripper, making sure it's in the right position to seize that next red block as Team Sigma tries and succeeds in scoring another low basket. Team Theta bringing that red block over, also going for the low basket and succeeding. 2 more blocks being pushed in as we reach the final few seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze and set your controllers down. 3 red in the low baskets, 2 red in the red zone, 4 blue in the red zone, 3 blue in the blue baskets, 4 blue in the blue zone, 6 red in the blue zone, giving us a score of 13-11. Sigma has won the round. Next up, we will see Epsilon versus Alpha. Please reset the field, teams.
You're talking 3 reds. Need a few reds.
It's like 5.
I need more.
Yeah, that was awesome. The programming, that's pretty much all. Essentially, right, you're not lifting it. Yeah. That would be crazy. I want these guys to try to do that. That's how they do precisely. Those blocks, it's
All right, and up on the field, we have Team Epsilon and Team Alpha. Team Epsilon, are you ready? No. Team Alpha, are you ready?
Yeah.
Team Alpha, are you inside your zone?
Yeah, now they are.
Just making sure. Got a little bit of parallax going on, making sure we're all starting in the right way. Team Epsilon. Do I need to introduce you to more songs your parents like? We have a frozen remote. These are the technical difficulties present when we're doing this so rapidly. We'll pause for a little bit as they try to get that sorted out. All of these remotes appear identical, so sometimes they do get misplaced. Part of that responsibility aspect that we're trying to teach this week. As we give them a second, are there any questions from the audience? Yeah.
What if like when their overhang passes through the space?
What if when their overhang passes through the space? An excellent question. The way the rules are written, if a part of the robot in contact with the ground crosses the boundary, you are disqualified. So as long as there is no contact with the ground inside of that zone, you are not disqualified. But the moment you touch the ground, you are. So if the wheel crosses onto the tape, the robot is fine. If an arm reaches over, that is fine. The moment you touch the ground, you are then disqualified.
Does
Yes.
that mean that you could technically steal a block if your arm doesn't touch the ground?
Is the block ground?
No.
If the block is not ground, touching a block does not count as ground. So you could steal a block. This is where some of those size restrictions come in. Each robot at the start of the match must fit inside of an 18 by 18 inch cube. So a total volume of 18 cubic inches. Once the match starts, they are allowed to expand. They may expand 6 inches in each direction. So you could go from 18 inches and extend by 6 inches outside of that initial barrier. And you can extend as high as you would like. So why would we have restrictions like that? Let's think about things that robots are used for. Sure, all of you are aware of things like the Mars rovers or something like the Hubble or the James Webb Space Telescopes. What's one of the design factors that those robotic installations require? You gotta fit it inside a rocket. That's a pretty tight space requirement, so you have to design those to fold up and then expand out to better achieve the function you're trying to do. So to have some of those similar design constraints, we have the ability to expand these robots outside of that initial condition. We have movement from Team Epsilon. So with that, Team Epsilon, are you ready? Team Alpha, are you still ready? Then we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Each team going for that low basket. Team Epsilon and Alpha have both successfully scored. Both venturing out to grab another one of their blocks. Epsilon grabbing a blue, Alpha grabbing a red. Aiming toward that low basket. Alpha and Epsilon have both dropped their blocks. Alpha tries to restore, drops it again. Epsilon decides to go for another block. Neither successful at grabbing another block. Alpha trying to grab a few and corral them back into their zone. Alpha picking up another block and attempting to score and succeeding in that low basket. Alpha grabs another red block. Epsilon pushes another 2 blocks into their zone. Quite the tight match so far. Another block scored for Team Alpha. Team Epsilon seizes another 2 blocks, denying more red blocks to Team Alpha as we have 1 minute left in our match. Another attempt at scoring and successful in the low zone for Team Alpha. Team Epsilon has pushed another blue block into their zone and has pushed it right back out again. And farther out, and finally back in, as Team Alpha grabs another red block and shoves two blues in to boost that score. 30 seconds remaining in this very close-looking match. The last few blocks are being corralled by Team Alpha. Team Epsilon decides to start trying to stack some of those blocks. We have 15 seconds left in this match. Right down to the wire here. Team Epsilon trying to grab that block as we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Freeze! As our referee makes the judgment call on whether or not that block was scored. That block was in contact with the robot, and by strict definition of the rules, a block that is touching the robot cannot be considered settled in the basket and is not scored.
It also dropped in when the robot was pulled back, so it wasn't below the boundary.
And it was not below the boundary, so that block does not count for Team Red.
Does it count for being in the basket?
Does it count for being in the?
We have 4 in the basket.
One red in the red scoring zone.
1 red in the red zone,
5 blue.
5 blue in the red zone,
2 blue in the low basket.
2 blue in the low basket,
4 blue in the blue scoring zone.
4 blue in the blue zone,
And 5 red.
5 red in the blue zone. Bringing our totals to 11 and a half to 10 and a half. A very close round.
Let me just.
Please reset the field. A clarification, because the block was under robot control and in the air, it does not count as being inside the zone. Unless the teams want to look at the rules and challenge that decision. Because if they can find it in the rules and clarify it, they're allowed to. This was another factor. As we clarify that, let's bring out teams Beta and teams Theta.
That's it. It's gonna tear stuff out. Then now we have to wait.
Yeah, I have a picture of me doing this. And it's in the newspaper.
Ladies and gentlemen, after consulting with the rules and discussion with the team, we have determined that the block that was not scored in the raised basket is scored in the colored zone because it is contained inside the boundary. So for the purposes of the rules, it is considered in the colored zone because it is inside the boundary and not considered part of one of the other scoring considerations. So that means we have one additional point, bringing Team Alpha to 12 and a half points in the previous round. All right, we have teams on the next page. We have teams Beta and Theta. Team Beta, are we ready? Team Theta, are we ready? Then we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! So one of the major questions our teams had to answer was, how do we play the game? How do we understand the game? The rules of the game are written very specifically. There are technical definitions, and those definitions need to be understood. This matches the way a lot of regulations that engineers might have to do are written, where careful attention to detail is absolutely important. So questions like, how does this score apply, are things that affect strategy and affect design. All of those are questions that need to be answered and points that can be argued and clarified. So the teams wanting to clarify that is part of understanding this game. Starting things off with this round, we have some points scored on both sides. Team Theta trying to shove some more blocks into their zone and score another low basket, as Theta has scored 2. Team Theta pushing a block out of their zone, a little bit counterproductive, but I'm sure they'll correct that. Team Theta scoring a second block in their low zone as we have 50 seconds left in this round. Both teams playing a little bit of a slow game, a little bit of conflict in the middle there. Team Theta trying to push some more blocks. Team Theta trying to push some blocks. And the robots are getting entangled. They've separated, no damage done. Both teams seem to be struggling a little bit to seize every opportunity in these last few moments. 20 seconds left to go. We have a block stuck on Team Theta's axle. They can still score that, I'm sure. As we come into these final seconds, a few more blocks shoved in on each side as we reach our final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop your robot and set your controller down. We take it to our score. 2 red in the low basket. 3 red in the red zone. 5 blue in the red zone. 2 blue in the low basket. 2 red in the blue zone, bringing our points to 8.5 for Theta and 5 for Theta. Theta takes the round. Please reset the field for our next teams, Team Sigma and Team Pi. Please, teams that were just on the field, reset the field for the next round. Team Theta and Team Beta, please send one representative each to reset the field. Team Theta and Beta, please, for time, please send some people out to reset the field. This match is the last match of our driver-controlled section of today's tournament. So I'd like to hear a bit of excitement as we bring this driver portion to a close. After this round, we will take a 10-minute break before we move into the autonomous portion. During the autonomous portion, the robots will operate under their own control and power. The drivers will simply push the start button and hope everything works out the way it should. Team Pi, are you ready?
Not at this moment.
Team Sigma, are you ready? Team Pi, are you ready now?
Yes.
Both teams indicating ready. We will begin our final round in 3, 2, 1, go! Both teams securing that block. Team Sigma pushing a few blocks in, trying to maximize that movement. Successfully dropping into the low goal as Team Pi drops into the high goal. Grabbing another 3 blocks and pushing them in. Team Sigma secures a few more points. Team Beta goes for a blue block, shoves it into their colored zone, and backs out and grabs another block. Team Sigma shoves 2 more in and scores another blue block in their low zone as Team Pi grabs another block for the high basket. A successful score into the high basket for Team Pi. Team Sigma seizing 2 more blocks and holding one in their gripper, pushing them back into their colored zone and scoring another blue block. Team Pi pushing 4 blocks into their colored zone. Both teams meeting in the middle and getting through a pushing match over those final few blocks. Some drama to close out this match as we have 50 seconds left. A blue block and a red block each sees. 1 left on the field. Who will grab it? And it looks like Sigma has decided to concede that block and start stacking theirs to try to get as many points as they can. Another attempt in the low zone and a score as Team Pi goes for the high basket. We have 25 seconds left. A close match for sure. Each team trying to maximize those points as we go into these final few seconds of the round. Each team holds a block. We have a low goal score from Pi and another attempt from Sigma as we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze! And send your controller ready. We go for our final control match. 1 red in the low basket, 2 red in the red zone, 3 blue in the red zone, 3 red in the high basket. 5 red in the blue zone, 3 blue in the blue zone. 5 red in the blue zone. 3 blue in the blue zone. 5 blue in the low basket. Bringing us to another close round. 15.5 to 14.5. Sigma takes the round by 1 point. Let's give our prizes a round of applause as we move into a short break before we start the autonomous matches. Please reset the field quite accurately for the autonomous matches.
I really do. I'm waiting.
Unless one of the other teams has it. No, you have to freeze around. There's no sense in whatsoever.
Can you get any color book?
Yeah, it's the same. So you have to remain it out.
They go one in the night. For the teams, our autonomous session will start at the half hour. We will go in alphabetical order.
Are you gonna be using green blocks for your autonomous?
That would be pretty aggressive.
I know. Yeah. Nope. It was just assigned to me. And I apparently am afraid for
Just move off to the side. Don't block blocks. You're good.
I had it, there was a camera there.
Just a half to start. Does anybody else want to do this?
It's questions.
In between. Unless you want to know. Not what we're here. Do you need to wash your hands again? You're only gonna be your stuff in your stuff. Rachel, do you want? I did. I should go off, John. I'm joking.
All right, teams, it is time to begin our autonomous portion of the competition. Team Alpha, please make your way to the field and prepare for your autonomous run. Each team will receive one opportunity to do their autonomous. So this is a critical part of the competition. The blocks are set as accurately as you can to ensure fairness. They get to choose exactly where to start inside of a colored zone. The same rules apply to this as applied to the regular competition. So the same scoring procedures, but this time it must be done entirely by the robot. Each autonomous period will be 30 seconds long under strict robot control. Team Alpha, please indicate when you are ready and begin your autonomous. We have a block picked up, turn around. One block has been scored, 15 seconds left. Oh, and they missed their second block. All right, we have our first autonomous done. We have a score of 1. Team Beta, begin to get ready as we reset the field.
I mean, the colors are very
So.
A quick clarification, all autonomous points are double. So although that block would normally have been worth 1, it is worth 2. It is in the manual. It was pointed out that is what was in the manual. This is why careful reading of the manual is important. Team Beta, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Team Beta, begin your autonomous at your convenience. We have a block seized, some rotation, and a score for Team Beta. Going for another red block, a successful grab. We'll see if they can do something with it. Eight points.
Just does it all. Next one.
Oh, guys, we're gonna have to absolutely reset the entire field after this.
No, like, even not. Don't put my pen in his mouth.
I'm not.
All Team Epsilon, are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Team Epsilon, execute your autonomous when ready. We have several blocks grabbed, and the autonomous has stopped here. Unfortunately, no points have been scored, and they crossed into the red colored zone, which unfortunately is a disqualification. So no points are scored for Team Epsilon. Please retrieve your robot as we reset the field.
I don't know why.
All right, good luck.
Team Pi, are you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Team Pi, you may begin when you are ready. We have a first block seized, some rotation, more blocks grabbed, and the robot is caught on the wall. Unfortunately, we have another non-scoring autonomous. Please retrieve your robot and we'll reset the field. Next up, we have Team Sigma. Team Sigma, are you ready?
No, but I know what you mean, so yes.
Team Sigma, begin at your convenience.
Jasmine Perry, please. Please.
We have a block grab, another block seize, another block seize. We have 3 blocks in the colored zone, another block grabbed. 3 blocks remaining in the colored zone for a total of 6 points. Please retrieve your robot. All right, our final autonomous match. Team Theta, please take the field.
No, Ellie, your score is
Was it a legal start?
No.
Were they inside the zone? They were inside the zone. Did it violate any rules when it started moving? No, then we will allow this run, even though it was not a sanctioned run, we will allow it. 7 points. So we have another successful autonomous. With a couple of minutes, we will report back our winners. Take a 5-minute break and we will return with our winners. Please reset the field so it looks pretty and retrieve your robots.
Yeah, but I'm kind of but I would
I don't. You know what you should have done? You should follow us. You should have gone on a show. Oh, you said from. Yeah, Lily, you know, if it's just, if you said.
Yeah. I remember. It doesn't show.
Oh, here. One.
Good afternoon. While we're waiting on the scoring items, I've handed out students in robotics, I've handed out the green sheets. Please submit any feedback. As this is our first time practicing, feedback is important, so we can take your input into consideration in making this a better track and making sure that we improve continuously. It's one of the engineering models that we have is continuous improvement. So in order to have proper improvement, we need proper feedback. If you did not get a form, please let myself know and I will get one to you. If you're done filling it out, please find me and I will take that. Thank you guys very much.
Y'all got it. Call it Justin. Thanks, Can they? No, sorry, wrong reading. I think I'm saying this.
Or test this one.
I feel like John. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I have no idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? Because we have the results of today's competition. There were two things that were required: best autonomous and best overall performance. For our best autonomous scores, we have Team Leah. And for our overall tournament winner, scoring in the top 3 of autonomous and winning the most matches, we have Team Sigma. At this point, parents, we are going to go back to our robotics lab to begin hacking up and disassembly. All of these robots are being rented from a VEX team that has agreed to help support this ministry by allowing us to use all of their stuff. As part of that, they want it back. And I don't want to disassemble all of these robots by myself. So we're going to take this time to go back and disassemble all of the robots. You are welcome and encouraged to stay around for disorientation, which is our closing ceremony. And that will be beginning in the white auditorium at 4:30. All right, so we'll have a couple of minutes if you want to hang out for a little bit, and then we'll start making our way over.
I'm gonna go out there and see if there's any like
Grandma, it's out of Grandma, Grandma.
If you want to change, you may go change quickly and ignore your parents and go off and do your own thing. You can change quickly, just go change quickly and meet us down in the robotics zone. Make sure that somebody from your team is taking your robot down there. Mr. Hall, sir, here. Why else are you money or what? Oh, God wants to use my friend Terry. It's very good.
Alright, I'll look at my deck.
Very nice, thank you. Good job, team. Good job. Your teamwork. I get
Hey, what's that water back?
I coded it.
Good job, baby.
You already have all of that. Yeah, it's not, he's probably gonna put it on, like, on a stick, so it's like a room. But yeah, it's like, basically, when it's like a mini combine. It's like a mini combine.
Okay, before this. You can.
I did move on. I'm done, right on the phone. It's something. I mean, they're gonna be. To put that in perspective, even here is like 15, 19. So some of it you have to use Spanish things to understand stuff like because like stuff. Some of these folks are like I think you can't cover anything. Manufacturing and that's really trying to. Yeah. Thank you very much. Hang out over yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like 3 hours.
So, find that, I put it on the base, so that's. Maybe there, we to, You might have been there, but Lester. So you excited?
Second Yeah, that's true.
Everything's supposed to go back.
I know, I did use about 7% of
So a little more robust.
Yeah, but.
Yeah. That's a great place to start. Yeah, it's a pretty easy one to start with. It's generally.
Well, thank you for doing it.
Of course. And you're
They're going home to see you.
Yeah. We're some record holders.
So I'm like, you guys, Lord willing, yes, we're not coming home with you, we drove ourselves. We actually, lots of insurance.
Annalise, no, Jonathan does.
Oh, is Jonathan still using my pink pen?
Yeah, we had some.
You can't
No,
leave.
she's just not answering.
Hey, just right here.
You can leave without. You can leave without.
I can leave without my pink pen. But you cannot leave without it.
Yes. Sorry, you can technically leave anything.
Well, I can't move. What are you getting? Get mom's back there? Because I want to make sure, are all of her pockets zippered so nothing's gonna jump out? Okay, great, grab it by the two backpack handles, so you are, yeah, there you go. All right, let's go on.
I'm well done.
Did you enjoy this?
Yeah, and I also love Aunt Uncle's argument.
Yeah, it was fun.
They do it all, and they put on video. We want to do next here. We support that, but we're lighting the lights in the 60s, yes. We'll watch the turkey dates, and we'll went back to the art room, you have to get back up to classes. All the getting back to the
You were the, the forecast and everything under the sun. Now I remember, and my forecasting was very good. Yes, I know. No, just lost. Yes.
That PowerPoint is part of your stuff. Yes, I know. Alright, thanks, Jim. Well, you know, Let's talk about. We would like to, we talked about it with lunch already, on the first day, or something like that, was it time? Is it? My friend, one of them, everyone did. So they were both. So physical limitation of that, I would like to see. Some other structures. Some of us. Yeah, even things like, well, we could have put on in there, but.
It's like watching team data. Their strategy. Once you grab a clock, throw two more in. Grab a block, throw two more in. Making use of every movement of that robot. You got. I mean, they're really nice.
What I would honestly like to see, nobody did, is there a way to do it?
I know we had two at the beginning.
There's a lot of people where it's like. So, and if you are going to like, you say, walk it on down, I take like 3 blocks on this side, but actually,
I feel like
blocks like this. You're really. You did it right, you could almost average up, move towards strikes.
That's the only reason I think that's more
So those are made to get around. The rules today are to ensure events.
yes.
But if it doesn't say, you
I thought it'd be just less. No, because they did change percent. And so, all right, you got more practice. Yeah, I think.
Why it's so important. You understand. Yeah, so plenty of the rule left, pretty wide open. This is the specific definition, like for example, in story. This is the specific definition. It's basically an on the top of that, based on the standard actually station, which means.
Yes.
Geez, that is just short.
My mom actually.
Yeah, we opened up that box a little bit.
This year, you let me share. And, yeah, so pretty much.
Yeah, I thought about For the actual competition, we got stuff. I did expect in the size, they got 18-inch frame and big but competition, they've got a whole field system, they push a button and starts to push a button. If you competition, there's a lot of people want for this 2 days in a row. I'm okay with, like, it's gonna be, there's gonna be a requirement that you make that decision. But like, all of those things, so you're actually, just like, we agree with I should probably make sure that everyone's all right.
Thank you for doing all your time and effort.
Thank you for coming out.
Hey,
Yeah.
you want me to, Jonathan? Oliver.
Yeah.
Don't you dare,
Is this your mic?
No, sir, I have my own. I also have Jonathan's mic.
This is EJ. After closing, we're gonna have to come back and do all this stuff.
I will not be at your house.
I just. Yeah, he's not. I was gonna say, yeah. I'll start using the correct.
I don't want you to go.
I wasn't thinking you were an idiot. I was thinking what you were doing. I don't think the point you're saying you're an idiot, but the point did communicate well, that there's an attention, I think we should just wander away. Yeah, I think that was illustrated well. Thank you.